toe stretch, volley boast, change, ask Barb coming up on helpmysquashgame.com. Hi, and this is Barb Cooper from helpmysquashgame.com, welcoming you back. And you know me, it's all about my feet. I want to show you something I've found that is so fantastic for stretching your toes. It's called a ped egg. It's made out of silicone, and you're going to put each toe in each of the holes to separate your whole foot out. Check this out. So here we've got the squashy silicone ped egg, and what we're going to do is put it on our feet. So we're going to separate each one of our toes. So this is doing the same sort of work as the Vibram shoes, the toe shoes, and it's actually causing your feet to separate the toes and stretch them. Now all you have to do is sit in front of the TV 15 minutes, wear them for about 15 minutes a day, and you'll be amazed how much better your feet feel. And if they feel good, you can move around the court because they're functioning as well as they can. So now let's talk about the Volley Boast. As recreational squash players, the Volley Boast is probably one of the most underused tools that squash players have in their toolbox. A volley boast played in mid-court with your opponent behind you will take the ball short, and you don't need to have that much feel doing it. You know, you could hit the ball slightly too hard or slightly too high, and it's still going to end up short and take your opponent to the front of the court. So it's a great shot to be played from the middle of the court with your opponent behind you, or even something like a return of serve just to break things up a bit. Check this out.
So here we're watching Kathy and Michelle. Michelle's serving, and Kathy's just hitting an orthodox return of serve, and you can see Michelle's jumped on it and hit a very quick boast. Second boast not quite so effective. So here's a fairly predictable time when somebody is going to be hitting a straight length, and it's a great time to be able to set yourself up for a winning volley. So there's the boast. Kathy's hit a weak return. Michelle's hit a winning volley to finish the rally. That's just the perfect shot. That's exactly what you're looking for. Just cutting it off, playing it short, and setting herself up for an easy straight volley down the wall. Try it.
Now, you know I'm always looking for resources for you that I think could actually improve your squash and sometimes even improve your life. And I came across this book called Manifesting Change by Mike Dooley. It's a wonderful book, and it's talking about how you can bring change into your life, and useful for squash because it's talking about visualization, and that's one of the tools that you can always use both in your athletic career and in your life to actually move your goals forwards, keep you on the right track, and get you making the right choices so that at the end of the day you find your life is going where you want it to go, and your squash. Let's face it, if we're not practicing what we want, we're not going to create any change. And this book is going to help you on the visualization end of it. I hope you find it interesting. Hi, and now it's time for Ask Barb. And Andrew Walker's question last show seemed to spark a whole bunch of different questions from so many people, and I'm going to try and answer them in one general question, which is, how do you manage your emotions when you're in a tournament, both on and off the court? And I'm going to try and deal with particularly off the court. You have to understand, being in a tournament and being in the atmosphere of the tournament is very exciting, but that can be draining. Being around lots of people all of the time is fabulous, but it's exhausting. So somehow or another, you've got to find that balance between being social, enjoying everybody's company, and still being able to get into yourself and quieten down so that you can actually perform at your best in the match. And this is what I would suggest to you. You've got to enjoy the tournament. It's a whole bunch of fun. That's why most of us play in them. And we enjoy seeing people. But I would suggest maybe half an hour before your match is due, find a quiet spot. Go to the gym. Go somewhere where there's not too many people and start to warm up. Warm up using a bike, running, jogging on the spot, anything that's going to get your body loose. And then start doing some stretching. And what you're trying to do is really get into your own body and leave the people aside. Time when you go back into the group and when it's time for your match, usually 10 minutes before. And there again, you're going to try and keep yourself just a little bit apart from everybody else. Maybe earphones. You don't even have to listen to anything, but just have them in. It will stop people from talking to you. Find a little corner. And then make sure you're warm when you go on the court, so that when you go and start to play, you can really give it your all and enjoy the match. And then when you come off, obviously you're either going to have to ref or you're going to buy your opponent a beer. Either way, enjoy that process, enjoy the people, and be ready for your next match. And make sure you find a little quiet spot about half an hour before you're due to play. I've told you before, food is important too. So when you finish your match, make sure you eat, because otherwise you're going to not replenish yourself for the next match. Anyway, this is Barb Cooper from helpmysquashgame.com, and I hope you have a fantastic time playing all the tournaments you can.